Howdy, let's go do some fishing. It's only fair that I warn you, this is a hopelessly addicting sport that took a hold of me in a big way. And that could happen to you too. But if you're determined to learn, I'll give you 3 of my best tips to help you along. Before we jump in though, take 5 seconds to like and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing, and it means the world to me. I appreciate y'all. Today I'm fishing my Redington Classic Trout 4-weight, and I'm using only one fly, the X-Cats. If you're looking for more information on gear, pause this one, go check out my fly fishing gear video, and then come on back. Little guy. All right, I know I just told you to go check out a gear video, but ironically, my first tip is to not let gear get in the way of fishing. Obviously, you need some basics, and I outlined those in the other video, but beyond that, it's just noise. If you're anything like me when I was starting out, then you're spending hours researching gear and only a fraction of that time learning about fish behavior and understanding river systems.
So get your basics and then stop thinking about gear. Pick up the state regulation book, find a local river, and turn it into your project. Fish it as often as possible and try to cover as much water as you can. Pin all the good spots on a GPS app.
Oh yeah. Bunch of little guys in here. And that brings us to point number 2. You have to become absolutely obsessed with trout species, behavior, habitat, and food sources. The folks who take an interest in that stuff are the ones who really excel. A few years back, I was out on a river with my partner at the time, and I was just starting out. I was making these big old casts, I was switching flies every 10 seconds, and I was splashing around in the water. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why in the world I wasn't catching anything. Now, my partner at the time, she was a keen observer, and I think she may have seen a fish rise, but either way, she asked if she could have a try. So I let her have the rod, and I will never forget, she walked right up to this perfect hole, and without even casting, she just lobbed the fly into this perfect little back eddy and pulled out a 12-inch rainbow trout. And then she looked over to me and said, "I don't think you're doing it right." I was fuming. Now, of course, the point is this. We can get so caught up in the gear, the pro tips, the techniques, that we forget about the most important part, the fish, what they eat, and where they live.
Next time you're out, take a beat before you wade in. Sit down on the bank and observe. Are there fish rising? Where? What type of bugs are around? What time of day is it? What's the weather doing? And if you end up having some success, jot down notes about those details.
I do want to pause here for just a second. If you guys have any specific questions about fly fishing, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Now for my last and final tip. Keep your line short and keep false casting to a minimum. I know casting's a lot of fun. It looks cool, it feels cool, but usually it's not the best approach. When I was learning, for whatever reason, I was always trying to cast across the entire river, ignoring what was literally right in front of my feet. This approach is not ideal for a few reasons. By doing this, you're creating more opportunities for tangles, you're increasing your odds that you'll get hung up in the trees, your drift, aka the way the fly is floating, is probably not as good, and it's harder to set the hook. So, keep a short line and focus on the bank closest to you. All right, y'all, if you enjoyed this one, I want you to be a good river steward. Never leave any trash behind. Pick it up when you see it. Respect the quarry and the habitat, and just generally do the right thing so that we can all continue to enjoy these beautiful places. And I'll see you next time.